All right, to you, Chair Jackson, we are live and good to go.
Thanks everybody for joining us. This Millbrook Valley Trails Advisory Committee, Monday, June 22nd, 2026 at 12 p.m. Call the meeting to order and proceed with the land acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that the township of Cavan is located on the Treaty 20 Mississauga territory and the traditional territory of the Mississauga Anishinaabe. We offer our gratitude to First Nations for their care and teachings about these lands. We honor these teachings. Moving on to section 3, approval of the agenda. We have a motion to add a review of the brochure.
Yeah, additional materials.
Additional materials. Saskia, seconded by Curtin. All in favor? Any other items? The agenda? Okay, so motion to approve the agenda. John, seconded by Maureen, all in favor? Thank you. Okay, moving on to the minutes. Thank you, Mark, for providing the minutes of our last meeting. Monday, April 27th, 4 p.m. Because we did not have a meeting in. Does anybody have any questions, concerns, edits, comments on the minutes from the April 27th meeting? No, can I have a motion to approve those minutes, please? John, seconded by Saskia, all in favor? All in. Thank you very much.
Sorry, to you, Chair Jackson, do you mind if we just pause 1 second? I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty with the agenda, so I'm going to close it and reopening it. Screen. Excellent. I think that fixed the bug.
Okay. Good to move on to section 6.
Yes, we can.
Okay, section 6, financial report, Mr. Allison, financial.
So our contracted services out of $2,000, there is $2,000 remaining. Materials and supplies, $6,000. There currently is $5,291 remaining. This does not reflect the, so there is the workday materials and supplies, which was $526.47. For a total of $4,764.53 is where we'll be at once the workday expenses out of there.
Okay, that's just because I hadn't signed that thing.
Yeah.
Understood. Okay, any questions on that? No? Okay. Motion?
Yeah, we just have a motion to receive it.
Receive financial report. John, seconded by Griffin, all in favor? Thank you. Orca report, Meredith.
I don't have anything specific to report from the committee, but I'm certainly happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Any questions from Ms. Carter? No. Okay. Motion to receive that.
Lack of report. Yeah.
John, seconded by Saskia, all in favor? Okay, moving on to 6.3 trail reports. Lance and Dave. Dave gave his regrets today, so we go through his trail report. You can do both of them. So
I'm gonna change to Dave, so.
yeah, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, I did Baxter, Reeds, Station, Fourth Line. All overall, everything was like really good. I went Saturday morning. It was like a tiny bit damp, but nothing like too muddy or boggy in any sections, with the exception of the Fourth Line trail, which we've kind of been, it's been reported that it's just always kind of wet and mucky. There was, I was like actually really impressed with how clean the fairgrounds crew and everything, all through that kind of little ridge area, which we don't call a trail. There was, I included a boardwalk section with Chris that's on Baxter that it looks like someone like has moved. There's like a big 6x6 that's kind of in the way. So I told Chris I took photos. Otherwise, that looked good. Fourth line is like super overgrown, like you can't get access it from Zion in front of the theater. Like, so if we could maybe get, I don't know if we don't want people to be using the trail whatsoever from that end of things, but like literally it's waist high of grass just trying to enter off the road. So it's not super safe on that end of things. That being said, like just a little weed whacking along the trail would be fine. The same, there was just a little portion near the new bridge of Baxter that could have used like just a little tiny bit of weed whacking just to clear the trail wise. And then there was a little section on Meads where there's that little tiny boardwalk going up toward the lookout that there's just a space between the tree. And it's just a little precarious for people that are maybe not like super agile, that if we could, Chris has it here, so if we could put something that just spans that little area, otherwise everything else looked really good. Yeah, I ran into a couple of couples. One was local, one was not, and the people that were not heard about us through the Danny folks, and yeah, that was it.
Okay, let's take each of those just real quick. So Chris, you got the coordinates of the 6x6.
Yeah, so it looks like somebody's put boardwalk boards over top of the old ones that were there. It's looks like somebody just pieced some stuff together here.
Well, that,
So maybe we're better to just rip it off and go back to the one that was there for now, and we'll get a permit and redo this, right?
yeah,
Sorry,
I think
that's where?
that, there's an area of walk that a number of creative people have put unused and disused wood from the original construction and alligator disrepair
Okay.
into good use, so that we can traverse that area without getting a soaker every time. And it just keeps changing configuration depending on how wet it is. People just take the liberty of moving things to where they're most necessary, depending on how deep the puddles are. So that's what's happening there. So that has to be replaced.
Yeah.
It
was dangerous.
Yeah.
This is very dangerous how it is. We're gonna have to just take that stuff out of there, get out of there and do it right.
Mhm.
This, you're just gonna step on one of these boards wrong.
Yeah.
I walked around it, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so we could discuss that further, 7.2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New boardwalk replacement,
Yeah.
replacement and recreation.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Dave has noted that weed whacking is needed again, Baxter Creek Trail from Zion line to the first trip. You saying it needed other places too?
Yeah, from Baxter to Zion, like to the entrance
Okay,
on Zion, like you.
So I'll, sorry. So,
Yeah.
we've already had staff scheduled for this week, so at the end of this week, they're gonna be doing the whole system. So.
okay, so that's good. And then can we talk about it, 7.2, the other piece of boardwalk that Lance is saying potentially need on Baxter Creek?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
maybe,
further
yeah.
But we need a permit for that?
So we have the permit for the other one, then we have to finish up Baxter Creek, but I can get another permit in. If we figure out if we want some more boardwalk here, or
What
we
is
just,
It's about a 4-foot section?
It's
That one is,
it's
yeah.
the really narrow one on Zion.
Yeah.
And it's been like kind of rotted and like.
so we're gonna have to address this at the same time anyways.
My thoughts up there.
Saskia?
That one's like part of a huge area that I think we need to redo. Like it's most of
In
between the
Zion?
new bridge to Zion, like not even on the fourth line, because
Yeah.
that's almost a wash right now.
Yeah.
But from the new boardwalk to Zion, like, or at least to the split to the trail that goes to the fairgrounds, like once you hit the fairground trail, that section, I feel like almost no one uses. It's so overgrown, and it's partially because the boardwalk, you need so much new boardwalk in there.
But I was talking about, you had mentioned on meds up by the.
Oh, on meds, yeah.
Oh.
So there's just
There was a
this, like,
small section.
there's just a tiny space just as you're walking up toward the lookout.
Yeah, it's about 4 feet.
Yeah, so there's a big loop and the trees
Yeah,
there,
I know
you
where
kind
you-
of have to walk around, so
So
like.
that would require a permit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, there's quite a bit in here that we'll have to get a permit for everything.
Yeah, there's also the landing of the up and down staircase at the bottom of the Fairground Hill. That landing has eroded even more so in the past month than it already had. It needs new material and it needs bolstering from the cliff face side. Much like what happened at the rail bridge culvert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we'll put those down for discussion at some point too.
Yeah,
Just make sure we've got everything.
yeah, so, yeah,
Okay,
because there is, well, there's a good majority of the boardwalk that needs replaced through the whole system, so. I think to address some of the, like, these issues here, this one's gotta be removed. Now, anyways, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So let me just go through Dave's stuff real quick. So
Yeah.
we back in, he said from Zion to First Drive, and you're saying the other side too.
Yeah.
That was that's how you split it, obviously. Fire route from Elgard to Ganny Transit, weed whacking or lawn mowing. So that's.
Yeah, we're going over the whole system.
There's a large poplar tree that has snapped near its base and is now leaning over the rail bed, hung up on another tree. So he's noted that
So
and taken a picture.
this one, staff is going there to have a look at. Yeah,
Okay,
there's
as long as you got notes of it.
that we can do safely. If not, we're gonna get public works to have a look. If they can't do it, then we'll have to escalate it.
Okay,
Yeah. So it is, from what I've heard, it's hung up in the trees up here.
Mhm.
So without being able to get equipment in to pull it down, we might need an arborist to take it down safely.
okay. Any questions, other comments on the trail status and anybody's noticed? No? Okay. A motion to receive the trail report. John, Dr. Griffin. Okay, wonderful.
Sorry, to you, Chair Jackson, we need a vote.
I did say, didn't I? Sorry, I thought I said all in favor. Sorry.
So,
Moving on to section 7.1 invasive species management.
Okay, so I did a full walkthrough of all our trails and the adjacent trails, just to get a sense of what we were up against. And we have made tremendous progress. The last 2 years in particular kind of have really gotten things under better control. These exceptions are the areas that were topped in the wind last winter or the winter before, I'm forgetting which year it was. That area, particularly the intersection between Meadow and the 2 adjacent mountain bike trails, is just totally infested with dog strangling vine, and it's taken off in those areas in piles of wood that make it really let it fallen like pickup sticks. So it's very unsafe to be trying to pull it out or cut it off in that area. Unfortunately, that area is, from my understanding, my recollection of what is ours and what is the MNR's, my understanding is we are not supposed to be spraying in that area. So I'm not entirely sure how best to handle it. I mean, there's plenty of work in there without climbing the pickup sticks log piles. So I and other people can be kept quite busy doing what we can do, but it's just going to keep replenishing itself if we don't get, some of these are 8, 9, and 10 feet long by the end of the summer.
Yeah, we can't spray on the MNR property. They're
No,
going through
yeah,
their procedures that are.
Yeah. So we'll just do the best we can, and if we could make them aware of it somehow, I don't know how. Like, I'd be willing to.
Yeah, I can get some
continue.
photographs and where it is in that, I'll send it over.
Okay,
See
yeah.
if they want to address it.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they can address it.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, there are quite a number of people on the mountain bike club who have offered their services in a work party at some point during the year to help manually cull what's left of the dog strangling vine. And the nice thing is that because the poison ivy is much less, we aren't risking getting faces and arms full of poison ivy anymore when we're doing the dog strangling vine. So that's good. So the canopy is closed over, except in those, and really nicely, and we're getting progression of species in the plantations all around us. With the exception of the areas where dog strangling vine remains a problem. And even there, there's ash, there's even one chestnut tree. Rarity. So we're doing our bit to help, because we don't have foresters up there taking out the third or fourth row of plantation trees to progress it in the kind of hybridized way that you're supposed to. So it's happening. It's gorgeous up there right now on all the trails. Absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, any?
I should say, and Ironwood Property Maintenance, Sean Gillen is on board this year. And again, because we won't need his spraying services so much, we'll have money left over and use that for buckthorn remediation again. And anticipating that, last year we planted in places where buckthorn will come down this year. So we probably won't need quite as many seedlings from you folks this coming year. We'll see.
Okay, wonderful, thank you. Any questions around that? No? Do we need a motion to receive? No. Okay. John, sorry.
Sorry, I was gonna make a motion.
Oh, no, we don't need a motion.
Not needed.
Okay, let's move on to 7.2, priorities for boardwalk replacement and new boardwalk creation. Do you have something to say on this, other than for the?
Just the one on Baxter Creek that we still have to complete. 21 foot 10. Baskets.
Didn't we do that on?
That was Station Trail you guys did. You didn't
No, we
finish
did
Baxter
both.
Creek.
We did
Oh,
both.
I asked and you said you didn't get to Baxter Creek.
Did you? Yeah, somebody.
Oh, okay, so it's done.
We
We're good.
did, yes,
Okay,
yeah.
that's all I
I don't
got.
remember you asking.
No, that's perfect.
I apologize if I needed that information. Yeah, no, that was done,
Yeah, good.
yeah. Okay, so. What we need, we need permits. The permits are good for how long again?
I usually get them for a year, but.
They're a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We usually get a year. The last one was October to October, so if you figure out. Obviously, we need to address this, place of land pad here.
You prefer that be addressed before the end of the
Well,
year?
obviously, people are just placing stuff in there.
Well, yeah, I mean,
We can't-
address
We
it.
can't have this kind of stuff
We
going on.
need to remove it, but would you
Yeah.
prefer it to be replaced and removed by the end of the year?
If it's an area that needs replaced, which I think it is because people are putting stuff in there.
There are 4 continuous sections in there that are all discombobulated.
So we can do a few different areas and we'll just put them all on one permit. So if you wanna do
Yeah, I'm just
2
trying
or
to
3
like,
sections
I'm
here.
trying to ascertain whether we initiate a fall.
Yeah, oh, okay, I see what
Yeah. Otherwise we'll wait till next May.
Or if you wanna fix just that area where you're at there, start there, 2 or 3 sections there, you're probably good, right?
Yeah, how long would, how many,
How
much would we need there?
I'm gonna say, yeah, that's from here to there, that's about 30 feet.
No, it's 4 separate sections, but I'm thinking each section, like one of them is at least gonna be like 3 of the.
That's like 8 feet, and there's probably at least 3 more though. so
At
you
least
get-
I'd say the biggest to me would be
Four
3,
sections,
but
Yeah.
go out and measure it. I think the challenge is we only have one more meeting this year. That's gonna. But like.
Yeah, well, we can. I mean, we can approve monies to spend.
Yeah.
John?
Can we, you said doing a workday in the fall, is it legal for the workday to go forward if we approve it now? Like, after we're not gonna have meetings, which I don't have in front of me. How late? in the
When
fall
do
can
we officially
operate?
disband? October 18th?
So the committee itself, your appointment runs until there's a new committee appointed after the next term of council. So a new committee would be appointed probably in January is usually when it typically happens. But to be honest with you, you're not doing work in the middle of winter, so
We'd be fine to do work in September, October.
my advice is if the committee does feel there's a need for a workday, unless Chris would object to, I would suggest setting maybe a preliminary date now and making it a formal item for the committee to discuss at the final meeting of the year.
Well, we might be done at one time.
Oh, there won't even be a fall workday then, or
Well, it's.
sorry, I mean attendance.
Meeting in September.
Yes, exactly.
I don't imagine we get the, do it in July and August. But when school starts
September
September,
might be a decent time.
mid-September.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's then, make an effort to go out and sort of roughly figure out how much we need. Saskia, you're saying that 4 sections, one section at least 3 8-foot sections.
That's my guess. It's honestly just carrying stuff back. There's gonna be a pain, but it's
Yeah.
all very doable.
There's no way.
Yeah.
So we do that. The 4-foot section on meds. I mean, I could do that myself once we get a permit, but I don't need a work date for that, right? That's easy enough to do. So let's include that. What about your priorities at the bottom of the fairgrounds?
I
Can that
think
wait till May next year?
well, I mean, it's eroding so quickly, I don't like to think catastrophically, but you know, how the rail bed went from 0 to 100 degrees of erosion.
That would
very
be
quickly.
fairly, it would be like less than an 8 section.
It isn't really a section, like it's just the,
No, I know, but
it's earthen, right? So,
again, in terms of effort of work.
no, it's the awkwardness of it. You're trying to repair the kind of cliff wall in a way, while hanging over the cliff. It's the awkwardness of it.
Sorry, I thought I may have misheard, so I can't put my hand on.
We're talking about different things?
Well, I thought you said it was at the bottom of the stairs as opposed,
That's what I was talking.
but it's at
It's
the,
the top one.
it's the top one where, yeah,
Yeah, so
okay.
you go up and then you're walking around a bend in the river, like a little cove that's forming. And it's eroding right.
It's where we
down.
put the railing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that will not be a small job. then.
No, it's not a
Like
small
it-
job. I've got a feeling we may have to involve the township help.
What?
This one. But I'm not.
Some thoughts.
Oh, well, just to further clarify for everyone, the actual sort of area of erosion, the hole that's forming sort of very rapidly is only 3 to 4 foot across.
Mhm.
And so that's not discounting the difficulty of repairing it, but it's not massive lengthwise, it's just, as been saying, just awkward to get to, and then how we, and what we fill in once it's reinforced anymore.
Right.
So is there any way it would be easier just to build a bridge and let the dirt fall away?
I think maybe if it's that bad within our permit process, or could probably give us some guidance on what we need to do there, rather than trying to piecework it.
I would say a bridge is certainly a
I was just thinking about carrying gravel. Maybe I'm
Mostly dead.
oh, you're a young man, I guess.
The far distance that we can do it from the fairground, it's just
It's already
steep.
There's already a pile of gravel on the fairground.
Well, that pile, I mean, the material is still there. It's just that they've shoved it, leveled it and shoved it back as part of their fairground preparation for the fair, which has helped cover up a lot of DSD at the entrance. Great, but it means it's gonna be harder to shovel, but it's still ours, as far as I know. It's just more mixed
Okay.
screenings and.
Why don't we apply for the permit and then get workers?
Yeah, get some pictures and all that, and they can send in, and they'll give us advice, because if we're gonna be using fill or anything, they're gonna need to have all that information and tell us what we can use, what we can do that. So, yeah.
And possibly come up with a plan over the summer.
Yeah.
Tackle it in the fall.
It is only 3 to 4 feet wide, but it is getting steadily deeper and there's more daylight showing under the boards. I'm almost thinking we need to dig into the upside of the hill a little bit, dig in and move over.
Yeah, I don't want to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Want to just continue to erode.
I think a bit of both.
Mhm, a little bit of both, yeah.
Okay, so let's put permits in place then for, the extension past the floating bridge. Like that area, the fairgrounds trail, erosion issue, and that small 4-foot section on Meds Loop by the Lookout. That's what Terry's asking.
So just for that, I can volunteer to go out and measure the sections on the Baxter Creek past the boardwalk, and then also get the exact coordinates of each of the individual four, if that's okay.
That'd be great.
I can send that in this week.
Yeah.
Yep, you can do exactly what you did before. That's
Perfect.
great. Work without that.
The only thing I'm thinking of those is that most of those 4 sections are not conducive to obviously either a straight line or to 90-degree angles.
It's gonna be a challenge.
And so I don't know with the new boardwalk guidance or whatever, how we go around, get to a 45-degree angle.
I think
Putting that out there.
it's also gonna be a more complex build, because with like the station trail, we just put down the cottage paths flat, because we were on flat and even ground. We don't have that, especially in that section of the boardwalk, so.
Yeah, so they're 8-foot square sections, but if they need to bend, like you cut a 45 and 45 and get your 90 in there. They're just not bigger than 8 feet long, right?
So they can be shorter if we need them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah,
didn't
you can make
understand
2
that.
feet, so this is the length, the
Okay,
whole piece. So if we need to put an angle in, we cut a 45, cut a 45 on this one, mesh them together, they're still 8 feet long.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're good with that? Once you get that.
Yeah, so that gets me the information, and I'll, are you gonna do the fairgrounds there or no?
I can go out, that'll take no time.
Well, I was just gonna ask Maureen, do you have pictures?
So that one, we should have
I
some
do,
pretty good,
but they-
pretty good pictures and measurements on.
I couldn't get them to, somehow or another, I couldn't, those pictures wouldn't go to you
Oh, no.
last time.
Oh, those ones,
Try
yes,
to-
yes, but Mark,
Mm.
you got her pictures out.
Yeah.
He's a little more computer savvy.
Even I have technical issues sometimes. I would say just when we're finished discussing this, I would suggest the committee just have a formal motion to kind of support staff applying for the permits for these projects, because they are going to become formal projects for the committee
Okay,
as
so
well.
let's do that now then. You can talk about purchasing supplies to do that with our own. So can I have a motion to direct staff to apply for the permitting process for the aforementioned areas on the trails? Griffin, seconded by Lance. All in favor?
Thank you.
So we've got $4,700 and change left in our materials and supplies. We won't be able to access those funds after September anyway.
The committee can still access the funds, it'd be a lot more difficult if there was any sort of revising, so I would suggest you approve anything that's needed for the projects after, right now,
Right.
as much as can be reasonably.
So we've got basically no cedar left at the yard. We've got no pressure treatment. Still have some pads, but probably only 12 or so. That's what I forget. Maybe a bit more than that. But anyway, wood basically we're out. So I talked to the gentleman at Hope Mill, and they have started cutting, and they've the price of $15 this year for our 2x6x8 that we usually get. So if we wanted to get 110 pieces of that, which is our usual order, that would be close to $2,000. What does that work out? $1,980. $1,980. Then we could supplement that with pressure treated if we wanted, or we could get all pressure treated, or however we want to get it. But the new guidelines saying cedar or pressure treated. What we did for Workday 2 months ago was we built the substructure and pressure treated, and we put cedar decking on top as usual. So we would need to 110 pieces of cedar would not get us nearly to what we need for all of it. So we could buy cedar and pressure treated, or all pressure treated, or I don't know how much you want to do, but we've got quite a bit of we've got quite a bit of leeway in terms of the budget. 2x6x8 pressure treated is about $10.50, $10.80 currently. So 110 pieces of that would be $1,100 and change. Anyway, I'm just throwing that out there. What would people think we would like to spend this money on?
I would say, given how wet it is, going with pressure treated everything probably makes more sense. But open to everyone's thoughts. I don't know if the budget allows for it, we've got it. And how wet that specific area is, might make sense to just go all pressure treated.
They don't have to wait for the wood either.
Yeah, I think. But I mean, I don't think we'll be getting going until September anyway, so. Hope they'll be able to provide. And I think we need to budget some more money on the concrete pads as well, because we wouldn't have enough to do. We would need concrete pads for the work at the fairgrounds, but obviously the boardwalk sections, we need to do that, so. Other thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, so personally, I prefer the aesthetics of the cedar, but it is quite a big price difference, and we've already got in that area a big bit of pressure treated from the floating bridge onwards. So on balance, I'd be fine with majority pressure treated, and then maybe putting in, I don't know, half order of cedar, so that we've just got some on hand for pre-existing boardwalk repairs, and then a few concrete pads.
Do we have any of the, I forget what you call them, the deck blocks? Round little.
We don't need deck blocks, because it's either the pads or the deck blocks, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yes, we didn't use deck blocks for station trap. We just used the concrete ones.
Are we going to need a different system though for where it's not level? Because I don't know, but from what you were saying, like, you're not gonna be able to put pads there.
That's when we need 4x4s. Right, Chris?
Yeah, level with 4x4, right?
Level with 4. So we need 4x4s.
You mean your 4x4 post?
Stands on
They're in the corner.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, yeah. So 4x4s would sit on the concrete pad or on the deck block, but to be honest, pads are easier to carry than deck blocks. People understand what I mean. Now, I think our next, well, just they're not a bunch of different in weights, but they're easier to hold on to.
Oh, they were horrific to bring back there on the
Yeah.
station trail alone.
So I think I'm gonna
Deck blocks are
research.
probably-
Deck blocks are?
It'd be the easiest to carry.
But they're heavier.
So you can just grab the blocks with the two in each hand, or one in each hand.
Do you think of the lightweight ones?
No, regular.
I can't carry a deck block in one.
It is me.
But But I was gonna research, cause there's the lightweight pads. Which I didn't buy last time because I don't think they were available, but I think we could shop around.
The lightweight ones, I wouldn't suggest them in wet area. I tried them on a little deck on my shed and they just crumble apart. Weed eaters break them apart. And
Okay,
they're not very strong.
okay.
A question about, if we're using the four by fours to level it. Would the deck blocks not keep the posts a little solider than the flat?
Uneven ground, I guess.
Anyway, you'll get a better sense of that. when
Keep it
you-
up, not that stuff, yeah.
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 It's not something I have experience with, that's why I'm asking
Okay,
the
well,
question.
deck blocks or pads are about $10 each too, so.
Yeah.
You probably get some of each.
Well, I think we'll ascertain that once we sort of look at the lie of the land and stuff.
I'm just thinking out loud as well, my memory of that is totally not flat, but it's not like massive differences in height, so even if we just have, let's say, majority concrete pads and then a minority of deck blocks, deck block by itself, where we might be sufficient height.
Yeah,
And then if we do still need a 4x4, then it's gonna make it more secure.
yeah, and we've got some 4x4 left. But maybe, we could get some more as well. Like I say, it doesn't really go bad. Okay, well then, let's create some motions for what we want to spend the money on.
Can I just ask, do we have to separate it out at this point? I mean, or can we just sort of say between these materials, press treated?
It'd be my recommendation just to make the motion more generic, because basically you're approving materials and supplies for one project. And then we can have discussions with Chris, because it sounds like depending on what the situation is, things might flux. Don't tie your hands, basically, just you're approving for the new boardwalk project. Yeah, so it's just.
4760.
We need to pay for brochures, that's the only other major.
That's a pretty good point.
And I think you already had a motion for that.
Yes,
didn't
you did. I wish I had it on the top of my head.
750.
I think it was on work plan.
It is the work plan. I usually try recording motions. Let me bring up the work plan.
750 for pamphlet. The.
I think that was March or maybe it's March.
April 2026.
Literally in your copy of the minutes also.
Motion. About is it 4760?
Oh, are we gonna have to do work day? We might need to purchase food.
I would sort of think that if we're having another work day, it would be
Less formal.
less formal and probably not as huge
Right.
outreach to the public, right? And, but we would still need that. We can cross that.
Well, and maybe,
You might find that you don't spend that much on the wood by that time anyway.
well, maybe if it is, the wording is for the boardwalk project.
Plus the meal.
Right, not that good, so.
BYOB.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kirk made the motion, can I have a seconder for that?
Sorry, I just want to make certain. Did you specify amount or did I? 4,000, sorry.
Not threshold $4,000.
Okay.
Seconded by Lance, all in favor? Wonderful. Okay, so, yeah, Pascal, you can CC me on that.
Yeah, of course.
And, you could try to send those pictures to me.
Mhm.
That would be great, and then we can come up, Chris, you can apply and we can come up with a plan.
Yeah, when we get everything there, we'll apply and
I mean, yeah. Okay, 7.3. Review of current trail master plan.
To the committee for the chair, just want to note, so I have it up on the screen, but it should be in your package as well. This is what Saskia submitted to staff, and we put it up in a document without trying to modify any of the wording as much as possible for the committee to comment on.
Okay.
Can I just say, I view this as a starting jumping off point and people can add, I was hoping people would come and maybe have other suggestions for subpoints and then we can choose what we'd like to prioritize and present. That was kind of my approach to this.
Great.
So I,
First of all, I really appreciate your list. I think it got most of what I was concerned with. It was one thing I noticed that we as a committee have not paid too much attention to, although there's reference to the walking trails in Millbrook from time to time. And I just thought if the committee didn't disagree, it would be too bad to lose that concept. That they're described as existing trails already, but they've never shown up on the maps. So I do think it's a good concept because the trails do take us to the Meds Mountain and, throughout the township. So my suggestion is that we don't lose that concept in the process. What anybody else thinks about it.
and just as clarifying, are you saying we identify the trails specifically as walking, or is there a walking path that also connect it that I'm just not?
No, it's just there's a reference to
Okay, oh, in the
reference
original.
well, it's in here too, but they're different pages, but it starts off, the first existing trail is the Meds Mountain, what do they call it? Existing trails, Millbrook Valley Trails is the first one, and then the second one is the Millbrook Walking Trail, and there's a paragraph about it. And we do now have
What's the Millbrook walking trail?
it's all on sidewalks and things, but
Oh, right.
but we do, like, to get around the village, you can bike to the trails and that sort of thing. And,
Okay, so it's a fairground loop is basically what, that's what I call it, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
but anyway, I just, given potential for development, where the old arena was, it is kind of tied into the whole system and there are some nice buildings and things to see, so I just thought it'd be too bad to lose that concept, but maybe I'm just old fashioned, so you can vote me down on that.
do you think you'd like to identify other walking connections?
It's not really, it's just in the definition, maybe, like, I don't know how this was designed one way, and I don't know what the new design is going to be. But the map that we give out now as Millbrook Valley Trails doesn't make any reference to it, and yet, if we want to have accessible trails, the village is an easy place to do it.
Yeah.
And to just, I think it's a concept that's worth not losing, so that,
Just the fact that you have Main Street as the, concreted paved connector between the station and the fairground trail.
Mhm.
So that definitely speaks to exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
So
and as time goes by.
without alluding to that, then everyone's just gonna think that it's just
Yeah, but also
non-paved trails.
when the school gets built on Paulus Line, having some continuity along the old rail bed that is not ours, would be important to try to keep some of the foot traffic away from County Road 10.
Yeah.
So my suggestion would be that we place that under the expansion of the trail system and say something like to identify walking trails that connect the trail system. Or pre-existing walking paths. I wouldn't even call them trails, I would call them paths. So it's just places, so you can connect the trail. Like I do that all the time, walk back to fairgrounds and then take the road loop back. Obviously not now because of the construction, and it's really nice.
I don't know if it, not opposed to it at all, I'm just more thinking terminology, because I didn't know what it was being referred to initially. But I'm just also thinking back when we had the GIS map presentation from the county, did also come up there with the idea of sort of overlaying some common routes, including like the fairground routes.
Yeah.
And another one I'm thinking of, I was just thinking in my head, like round Millbrook, where it's like Station Trail, and then you go down and connect on to Baxter Creek, and then come around to a big sort of.
So the connections were identified in there, like Station Trail down fairgrounds.
And so, again, but back to your list, Saskia, I'm not. Oh, sorry, I'm on that. It's good, and we could easily have that covering what we've just been talking
Yeah.
about. And so I'm fully open to putting in another extra point, if you will. That sort of, I don't know what we'd say, to identify scenic loops or something. I don't know.
Want to call it a corridor?
Yeah.
To me, corridor's one way then. I'm more of a loop guy.
I think our goal shouldn't be though necessarily to create new paths, so it's just identifying walking paths that connect the
I
trails,
think
like still
so.
tying into the trail
Yeah.
system. So I think just saying something like that, keeping it really open-ended, I think that's what we need. Yeah.
There you go.
So they're gonna identify them all when they go to make the plan, whether it's a loop or this or that. We just, hey, we're looking to add in all the connections wherever there is a connection.
The other
So you can
thing,
be pretty point form with this, but then it'll get into depth when a consultant actually goes to do it.
Can it include, traditionally used trails that are not on public land? Can it include trails that are well trod on developers' land?
Well, you have to have trails on
No, 'cause
township owned,
private property then. So
but
it's,
there could be investigate possibilities of creating trails with partnerships.
I just think that they happen naturally for a reason. They happen naturally because they're scenic, they're along waterways. Kids
I think it all
gravitate to stuff that's gorgeous and feels adventuresome and stuff, and those trails, if the developers used them as trails, would add to the value of the houses that they're planning to build, but I think opportunities get
ties
lost.
back to liability, so
Yeah.
for the township can't advocate on
No,
people going on private property.
I
And
understand.
that the townships can more or less say, hey, you can include us in your lawsuit with the developer.
Yeah, I get, I get all that, but there's gotta be a way of identifying, because all land is owned, right? At this point, we don't have a lot of abandoned land.
Yeah.
if the hazard land, in the olden terms, they would have been called hazard lands where you can't build houses. If the hazard lands don't disappear, they would tend to become property of the township eventually anyway, when the township assumes responsibility for a development. The developer is not going to own the creek beds and things unless they go with the houses, and mostly the houses wouldn't go to the hazard lands. You would be the expert on that, but,
Well, that's how we got all these creekside trails, right? Because they're floodplain.
Yeah.
areas. That's what happened in Guelph too, right?
yeah, so hopefully they'll still be there. Unless there's too much modification to the natural land.
It'd all be in the subdivision.
Yeah, there's a variety of ways that the township could acquire potential lands that are not actually having houses being built on in the subdivisions. But I don't want to speculate. I'm not a planner. So, yeah.
We wanna maybe put that under a category of like prospective partnerships
Yes.
kind of thing, and we can call it that way,
Yeah.
where there's that, the intention is to work
Mhm.
in conjunction with development and
Mhm.
developers.
Yeah, and we've already experienced that, right? When one developer gave us a little triangle of land that was vital to making Station Trail happen. So,
Yeah. The phrase in the original one was preserving the green, preserving the green. I lost my thought. That's what happens when you get old. Sorry, talking about something else. I'll see if I can find my notes.
Had we discussed last meeting, preserving the natural capital as a wording?
That was the phrasing.
Yeah.
I like the natural capital.
And that added, because I think even like identifying the walking paths, to me, that can go like, we should be very generic with our initial conversation. And so that to me falls under expanding access and connecting the community, right? So I don't even think we need to get that specific at this point, and that would start when we go back and forth, as that's of my understanding of what's being asked for us at this point.
Sometimes I think it's necessary to be specific. Anyway, I did have one other comment too, because there is reference to parking by your house, but we have now found that the township owns the old school and there's parking there. So, I mean, it's really sticking my nose into the municipality's business, but I'm hoping somebody will point that out to whoever the consultant ends up being, that's something that's done now. The other thing, now that the arena's gone, there's a reference to the community center, which is up here now, but we could make reference to the old mill location for that area.
Yeah,
What about,
it's important to start to get our vernacular together. So maybe
what about identifying the alley behind the commercial businesses as a possible thoroughfare? And if you remember when we had that community Vision 2020 thing going on, we were trying to identify all the different walkways that gave downtown greater potential for connectivity. So that included the path up to the old school, which is slowly being rehabilitated after the flooding that happened up there.
as an example, the pathway that goes from King Street to Center Street through that nice house. Remember that's more or less what you're talking about, right?
Like Collins Lane.
Yeah.
Collins Lane
Yeah.
is another.
Would that technically be an easement through the thing?
So all that kind of stuff, like the consultant will look into that. So we just want generic, like connectivity, accessibility, user experience, so whether we want to identify walking, hiking, cycling, stuff like that, we just need basic stuff. They'll dig into all the properties that are down where a trail could be identified, what kind of trail could be identified. We just want the basics of what we want to see.
Okay.
The heritage component, you want to keep,
Historical.
historical component with the mill. So you want to historical heritage components, wilderness trail component. You might want to add some more biking trails and stuff like that. Just basic what you want to see, and then they'll dig into the weeds of everything. Yeah. And one thing would be a timeline. So we want to have a 10-year plan or a 20-year plan. You want to see a master plan, which is sort of set, or a strategic plan, which sort of is a live document, so you can pick and choose. You don't have to go through, okay, we gotta do this first. This we can go through and pick here. We want to do these boardwalks over here. We want to build a bridge over here.
last meeting, we discussed prioritizing it, cycling it with the election system, so 8 or 12 years is what I landed on, we landed on, I believe, and just to bring that up, so we don't renegotiate that again. So we can decide on that.
It's like 10 years of
I like
normal.
the idea of Scott. The master services plan, or like a master plan, fine, but I would put it at 15 years minimum. And then we can have a strategic plan that's reviewed every 3 to 5 years.
Make it more of a working document.
Yeah.
So I think you still want a longer date on a strategic
On
plan,
the
although
plan,
not
yeah.
going back and paying again 3 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, to redo it.
So maybe 10 years for the Scott plan? 8 years? No, that's still not long enough.
I'd say 12 or 16.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so our current parks one is a 20 year,
let's say 15 then.
so it's 2035, it goes out.
So 16?
15,
16?
to the committee, 15 through the chair. 15 would work well because this would be approved the year after the election, 2027.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that would carry through to
Yeah.
2032, which would not be an election year if I'm doing my math right. And I'm not saying that's a relevant feature, but I think it's kind of better to do that out of cycle. It would be my advice.
It's a good idea.
So what does that mean in terms of if you're going to be thinking about it, like I'm thinking you want to start the next one, depending on how long it takes to do a master plan or whatever it's going to be, you want to have it diarized so that when whatever council gets elected, the year they get elected, they're told by the time they're done that term, they have to have the new master plan finished.
Well, then you could do like 4 years of funding for it, because if we're gonna go to the expense that we were talking about with the $80,000. That would be a tough one-time ask, where at least we could prop the new council coming in for next year, this year, to be like, hey, let's pack away 20 grand a year for the next 4 years. And then it's not so much of an ask at the following council member.
Yeah, so once we get this in place, then we'll do our forecasting on.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
we'll be looking to put away a certain amount a
Yeah,
year, so
yeah,
10
sure.
years down the road, what it's estimated to be, it'll be there, yeah.
We
So
could,
maybe like in a perfect case scenario, we could have the master services plan financed and in place for 2030. That's not out of the realm of what we're talking about. It runs for 15 years. That brings us to 2045. And like, no offense, but I'll be long retired by then. So that could be, you'll be the CAO by then, Mark, so that could be your bigger problem.
You and I could be in little jars, right?
Sure. Yeah. We have John's head at the entrance to the mill pond. Like greatest, or greatest advocate for the trail system here. Or holographs. I don't think we need to be so ghoulish as head in jars.
Listening to the program projects.
Yeah.
so just to clarify, I think, so Chris and I are on the same page as the committee. It does sound like the committee is proposing something longer term, at least 15 years, is what you're saying. And I think that can help us from a scope perspective, and we can, any formal submission, I'll make a note of that.
What else do you need?
Just sort of everything you guys can think of, so, like you're gonna want the consultant to reference, all of our plans that we have, right? I don't think we have that in here yet. Maybe transportation, how you can get to the trails.
Yeah.
Do the consultants have context on development plans for?
They will, when they can,
Yeah.
we'll give them everything we have.
They know,
will
they'll know kind of
That's
forward
all
looking.
yeah, so they're gonna go through all their plans, they're gonna go through all their inventory, all the trails. And they'll make the recommendations from there, and properties that we have. Maybe
I-
a connection somewhere.
I have a feeling in 2 years, Saskia, you'd be able to do this all by yourself with AI.
Destroy all the water in the meantime. So what if something like look for expansion opportunities to include new and future developments in the works? Because a lot of the future developments are looking 10, 15 years at least in the future, so all that information is already available to whoever's creating this plan. So if we add that as one of the expansion of the trails.
Yes.
The township is working on a new growth management plan and a few other elements. The official plan is being developed, and if any of those are finally cooked, there's some contingencies, like you can't be absolute about the timelines, but I imagine some of this stuff can be incorporated into the new plan.
Yeah, and you probably, like, they're gonna wanna do some mapping of the trails, so get the topography. Where we're at in the trail system, condition of the trails, condition of the boardwalks.
We'd almost put it like an ARR for it, so that, you know, just as we were talking about the growth strategy plan today in the council meeting.
Yeah.
Or asset replacement plan.
So
Yeah.
that gets into what I wrote for the maintenance of the trail system, is create an infrastructure catalog with approximate build dates in order to better identify long-term timeline for redevelopment.
So I did have a conversation with our asset management coordinator, and a lot of the trail items are actually already in the system.
Oh, good.
I hope I'm not misquoting that, Chris.
We've done that.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so.
Basically formalizing that information then would be fantastic.
Yeah, so, the consultant will give us a lot more information
Yeah.
in there, and then it's all, life cycle on it too, how much it costs, how much. We've got to monitor a boardwalk, we gotta replace it, costs so much for 100 meters, and, get better where we're at.
So from us, just because I find it very hard for us to know how to formalize things, because we can't like write things down, and we can't talk about this stuff necessarily out of council meetings. So as far as us giving you our purpose and objectives, do we need you to formally write this down now? Like, what does that look like?
So the way I think about this procedurally, and this is definitely where we have to give advice. So first of all, I think if the committee is happy with what you initially presented, part of the motion would be to support what was presented too. I'd ask maybe that you also have a part of that motion be, a second part be that the document be for at least 15 years duration. I think that's kind of another element to take into account existing trail connections is, I think, another element that the committee, connecting to look at incorporating connecting trails is, I think, the wording that the committee would use. And finally, that staff take into account the other comments by the committee. And Chris and I have been taking notes, and I'm probably we'll be reviewing the live stream as well, just to kind of take into account anything that has been missed.
Is there the potential, and we can wait until whatever spring of next year for next council, but like maybe for this committee to have a public night where at the community center where we try to solicit an open house of people that use the trails and have them all come and like, hey, why don't you tell us what you want to see, so that we could kind of add this to, so there's a greater kind of community consultation other than just who we all talk to.
So that'll be all the consultants, so it's the same thing we could add in here, like, public and stakeholder engagement.
Yeah,
would
okay,
be-
that's what it's.
Would be a line we want.
Okay.
That would absolutely.
Because that would
be
give
done
us a,
as part of the
like a
process.
ton additional then, because, we all kind of are not ostriches with their heads in their sand, but we definitely all have blinders on of how everyone uses the trail. And maybe we could not see the forest from the trees sometimes for people that, oh yeah, Jeff, I think of this. We would all be like, oh no, we never did, and that's a great idea.
So that wouldn't be
Later date, yeah.
later date.
Okay.
But that's something you want in here, so.
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah. We wanna
So
have
we could add that into the motion if the committee
community
supports that.
part of it too.
Is there any aspect
Like a
of
vision and guiding principles,
Hmm.
you want to sort of start it off with something like that, right?
is there any aspect of the old master plan that we feel has kind of aged out or is no longer applicable to our current situation?
I'd say a lot of it.
Mhm,
Like, I think we're starting fresh sheet,
mhm.
in my opinion.
It's almost easier to pick the stuff you want to keep than the stuff you want to kill.
Mhm. I think it's important for someone coming in to know that it's not, we're not necessarily building, not necessarily piggybacking on the back of this thing. We're respecting it because it got us where we are, but there's lots in there that doesn't apply anymore just because of modernization of
Oh, it is the
the-
time,
yeah,
too,
yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
stuff's changed, yeah.
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 In response to that,
Mhm.
I think there was a lot of expectations to what a committee could accomplish, you know, in terms of, well, there was a lot of stuff in there that, you know, were 3 years and 5 years and 10 years out, and, you know, by now, we would know that it's impossible for us to look after those scenic routes. Like, I don't know who would be in charge of it. It might be economic development or somebody like that, community development, but I think the committee, I think the hard part is, there's a lot of things we would like to accomplish that we can't accomplish, and I thought you did an excellent job, and now I get the impression that maybe we haven't put enough specific things in.
I think we need a little more, yeah. Yeah.
But if we do that, then we're gonna be, sorry, I'm speaking, John. So I don't know how you improve on that list unless we just start a whole, I don't mean start a whole new list, but start finding the examples that we're thinking.
Yeah, I think if you get a couple,
So here's.
like you got your maintenance of the trail system, which is good, so it'd be sort of like the operations, you wanna know more about the operations, the life cycle, the condition. Stuff like that in there, right, maybe, you got quite a bit of it. in here.
Does something need to be included in, roles and responsibilities of the township for maintenance, upkeep and all?
So that would be part of that category, which would be maintenance and operations, right? So they take what we have for maintenance and operations now, and they would make their suggestion of how things are nowadays, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and I'm quite happy that people disagree and go ahead, but I think between what's on this list and what the notes that Mark has taken, like, I think one thing that's been a real improvement over the years is the work plan, and how my compliments to you was how specific the details have become in there, like, or how much are we gonna spend on the pamphlets? $750 right there. So I think that, plus the fact that we have come to the concept of having our infrastructure identified, like that's gonna make our job a lot easier. But I think the other point is, if with the consultations that are going to follow, we will all be invited to take part. And that's when we can come in and I can talk about the old school and the old mill.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure it's necessary now, because I think you're going to represent fairly the things we're thinking of. And then we're gonna have a chance when the formal process starts, so.
I have 3 specific additions. I will clear with the committee, and if you think I missed anything, I'll give you the opportunity to do that. But again, I would kind of reinforce what Chris is saying. I know we're asking you to kind of think on the spot here, but brainstorm. I hesitate to bring up a topic. For instance, do we want the trails to have, I don't know, sorry, Chris, parking to facilitate access to it, or is that not a priority? Would that be something that you're looking for?
Yeah, that could be something that,
Yeah.
so,
Because some of the trails are in remote areas of the township, and
yeah,
And certainly
access,
lack of access, yeah.
accessibility for,
Yeah,
Yeah.
accessibility, bathrooms.
Not only
accessibility,
that, but
parking,
just
access.
bathrooms, but just making sure that there is provision for parking makes it easier for local people in the area that we're thinking of developing a trail to agree, because their concern is that there's gonna be willy-nilly double parking along their roadway and stuff like that. That has been an issue in the past. One of the things that I'd like to continue with the trail system and give it continued priority is the use of, encouraging the use of the trails in both education and environmental awareness, and enjoyment for.
Conservation,
for all- the whole
sustainability, yeah.
Population, yeah.
Like, I think that's a huge part is the educational and community engagement from that end of it as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, programming
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
the
programming.
channels. Yeah.
Is there anything that we want to include that relates to like emergency response or anything like a policy if accidents were to happen or how, like, I don't think anything really exists right now that.
Mhm.
So that's one, like, maybe you just wanna review policies and procedures.
Mhm. We did, on the, Ganara, the recreation. Now starting to use
Yeah,
their,
you
the
were-
what three
yeah.
word system.
Yeah,
where-
I meant to bring that
Yeah.
up today.
Yeah, and the important thing about that is that the OPP use it, so
Mhm.
when you're asking, you know, emergency responders to come and find someone for you, they are
I
familiar
even,
with
I
it.
even took a note and I texted you as soon as we had the end of our meeting, I'm like, we need to provide, and then I told you.
Yeah, and then just having little QR codes on, with the three words that are unique to.
Yeah, so wayfinding would be another
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Right.
Having some signage maybe on a portion of the trail, so like say, if you have a medical emergency
Yeah.
or something like that, you
Yeah.
break your ankle,
Mhm.
and it's near dusk, this is what you do,
Mhm.
for instance.
It'd be nice to kind of in the moment as well, if you could within like an app of some kind, so it's like you get a notification that like 20 feet away from like a huge patch of like poison ivy.
Mhm.
Or like, you know, that's a little more Blade Runner-esque, but you know.
What about the incorporation of more rest stations along the trails? More
Yeah,
benches?
so that's what I
things
sort of
like
think
that.
of, like maybe more amenities and user
Mhm.
experience would cover sort of all of that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, when I walk the trails, I use the benches and just sit there for quite some time
Yeah.
sometimes, and it'd be nice to have different spots throughout. I know like south of Zion, there's not a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's a few on Baxter, but it could be nice to have more of that.
That might be an opportunity for like grants for accessibility purposes and stuff, so.
There are some, we have our accessibility advisory committee running, and one of the requirements that we have to consult them on is rest spaces and a couple other components for wilderness trails. There's not too much else in terms of design standards for them, but we do need to consult on that. So it's something to think about within the scope. It's a little bit covered over there, but I think it's good for the committee to reinforce that if they think it's important.
I think just going back to the more in point of, you know, how out of date or whatever the pre-existing trail plan is, maybe one specific way of getting at that would be to want and request a consultation with the committee about what works and what hasn't worked with that existing trail master plan. So that we would, there would be the full consultation, but there would be a specific consultation about the, yeah, beyond what we're writing down of what the trail master plan and or strategic plan is going to look like.
Yeah, for sure. They would meet with the committee, we'd have take over. Yeah, it'd be a process. It's, yeah.
Good points. Just, yeah. You're wanting more specifics, so that was specific. That's all.
I'm conscious because you're not tied to your chair, Councillor
No, it's all
National.
good, I'm just.
The committee, just for the committee to be aware, we do lose quorum when we lose our councillor.
Oh, okay.
I do not want to put that pressure on you, but I'm just aware that we are required to have a councillor.
Move on to the brochure.
I would just suggest, so I have some jot notes of some formal comments, and we'll have the catch-all staff to consider. So I have 5 things here listed, kind of scope in connecting paths to that connect to the trail system, make it 15 years or longer. Community, do proper community consultations as part of the master plan. Consider a review of emergency procedures and any emergency access infrastructure or something beyond the trails. I'll find the words precisely when I do the motion. And educational and that the trails kind of serve an educational purpose and promote environmental awareness, kind of akin to what you were saying. And then the staff just consider all of the comments for the committee. And also, of course, support what Saskia presented.
The other one that was talked about a bit was identifying parking. I don't know if that's relevant, or that comes under accessibility.
I think it can be, I think it's better to individually identify it unless a committee member, sorry, I'm being the chair a little bit almost. If the committee doesn't object to it being in the motion, then. All right,
We need that motion?
yeah.
I'll make the motion.
Motion tonight.
Second or all in favor?
All in favor?
Excellent.
Look at us, Chris.
Getting her done.
Getting her done.
Number one, we talked about. Two, no update. Number three, any update on that? No other new trail expansion.
Nothing else to do.
Number four.
Mapping, what do we gotta go down there? People, oh yeah, so we need to get some pictures and, get this app completed here. So maybe if we could, set up a time sometime, get some pictures, or I'll just get out and get some, what works.
I think that's way to send you directly.
Yeah, you can send me pictures, I can just load them in, yeah, if you just give me a location and load it in, or if it's just a generic picture, we'll just get it in, yeah.
Perfect.
But if you got like a good picture of, say, the car or something like that, then we can load it right at that location, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say just pick a nice summer day, get some photos if you don't already have them and send them.
Yeah, now
across.
that everything's growing, there's probably a good time to get a bunch of pictures.
Number five.
Number five, we're still waiting on, some mapping from, Nebraska and, to review the agreement again.
Number six on hold. Number seven, we're gonna go through that in a minute here. Do you wanna do it now?
Yeah, that would be my vote there. Let me just, adjust this. So. Oops, oh, I do not want to open my email on live stream, sorry. There we go. So this is, one part of this is gonna be like a exterior of the.
Yeah, one's your three-fold, and the other one is, like a rack card, front and back rack card.
This is.
Where does the QR code take us to?
It takes us to the map on the website.
Okay.
So you get an interactive this, instead of the paper copy. So basically, nothing's really changed, everything's, all the identification all stayed the same, just revamped a little bit on this one.
The trail descriptions are the same?
Yeah, nothing's changed there.
Okay.
Just scroll up a little bit.
I'll move this, sorry, Chris. Are you looking for the year?
No, logo, looks like it's really logo or not?
Separately, I'll send everybody, this is the things the clerks know, it's M and R now.
Oh, yeah. So there we go.
That's coming about bicycles,
Yeah.
overly restrictive compared to what I thought it was.
Yeah, because we definitely allow them on the fairground trail, because that's how they connect it back to Zion, because they can't take Baxter Creek.
Yeah, the fairground and Baxter Creek all the way to Zion.
I think what we had agreed on there was bicycles are permitted on marked. Something to the effect of, where the.
Designated.
Where you designated trails, where they're marked. They're allowed.
Or we could say bicycles are not permitted on Med and Baxter Creek. How do you say that though?
I
The only
think,
section of Baxter Creek. that's not
Yeah.
allowed, right?
Merit?
I was just looking at the part, the Millbrook Valley trails are situated immediately south of the village, but Station Trail's not south of the village, so might need to reword that. Just given the change in locations.
We just say are situated within the village of Millbrook. In the township, kind of,
for the wording on the bicycle trails, I think as long as we, get where they're clearly permitted to be using, staff can figure out exactly how we want to word that, we just need to be.
The current brochure says bicycles are not in capital letters permitted on the Baxter Creek Trail and Men's Mountain Trail.
The QR code here, bicycles are not permitted on Meds Mountain Trail. Bicycles are only permitted on Baxter Creek Trail south of the fairground entrance.
I
Yeah,
think that's the way it's
That's the way it should be.
understood.
yeah.
So that's what this QR code takes you to.
Yeah,
So
but the
that
wording
is-
the wording has to.
Yeah, change that wording.
Yeah, we'll harmonize the language,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So that wording is.
That's what I understand.
Okay.
Okay, bicycles are not permitted on Meds Mountain Trail, one bullet point. Second one, bicycles are only permitted on Baxter Creek Trail, south fairground entrance. Right, okay. Okay,
The current brochure says Millbrook Valley Trail Network includes over 13 kilometers of trails.
so that was one, yes, you're correct, we added it up and it wasn't 13 kilometers. So it's just over 12. Yeah.
What is it then?
Well, it says.
Okay.
Well, 13's over 12.
Yeah, so it includes over 12 kilometers of trails, we have that paragraph there.
So if the trails expand, also, you're correct still.
Yeah, so if they're still correct, we have more, we're over 12.
So the rest of that's the same. We still feel the need to say we're
Should take the same wording about bicycles out of the code one and put it where it says bicycles have been amended or something.
Yeah, I want to.
So we said, now we say dogs must be on a leash. Before we said dogs on a leash are welcome, but please clean up after your pet.
Yeah. To the committee for Chair Jackson, we probably are not gonna soften language on dogs on a leash, because if you are required to have your dog on a leash.
No, I don't mind that. I'm just saying we don't say clean up after your pet.
Well, you are required to do that. That might actually be something that we would.
Yeah.
Is that an issue?
I think a bit of it is to make it fit, right? I think a little bit's been tweaked out.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I think also you just get rid of the very first bullet point. 'Cause it's Millbrook Valley Trails,
Oh, walking only?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
The second
Yeah.
covers it, what's
Yeah,
not allowed, and
yeah,
then
Yeah,
bikes.
because it's literally and grammatically incorrect.
Yeah. You've got some weird spacing on the Baxter Creek Trail, over a wetland and through meadows. It's
Yeah,
on
meadow-
2 lines.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't finish the line.
Yeah.
There's just like an extra line after Meadow Trail before the paragraph, compared to the others that all sit right up against their paragraph.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then, yeah, Cedar Trail doesn't have a space below it, or above it.
Yeah, spacing's a bit weird.
Yes.
no, that's a good point. We do look at this when we do our policies and bylaws, believe it or not. You get some weird stuff that happens with spacing when you do file conversion sometimes. So,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
and then we
Is there a second side to it though? Cause it's. where it's
yes,
folded?
there is.
Okay, sorry, I don't mean to rush. I was just,
Yeah, dude.
No.
it's just the map.
wait, so
I can rotate it.
the cover on the previous page, Mark.
Yeah.
The cover was different than the original cover you showed us, I think.
So are you talking about, this one, Chair Jackson?
No, go to the very first screen you showed us.
Oh, the first screen, yes.
Right.
So
So
the,
that's this.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
show the trifold.
sorry,
That's a different, because then it should look like this. So that's a different cover than they're showing us. So which is the right cover?
so these are, two separate, minors, Chris, maybe, I'm not involved in the design of this, but it sounds like, it just looks like our communications officer decided to do different images.
One's the rack
So,
card, one's the
one's the
brochure.
rack,
Yeah.
the other one's the rack.
These are two separate things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the.
So this is a trifold,
Yeah, trifold.
and that's on that
Okay, but what was the first thing you showed us?
rack card.
What does that mean?
So it's just an information card, two-sided
Yeah.
card, so stuff on one side, on the other side.
Doesn't fold, it's
It's
just.
still the ball, it's
Yeah.
not full.
Just like a brochure, you pull.
Yeah.
Map back.
So
Just feedback to that.
so this is like,
That's
okay,
what
say it's card like this, okay? So this is back, the other one's the front. So the picture's the front. You go up, Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's front, flip it over. Go down. That's back.
Can you just move the zoom controls so we can see the bottom?
Yeah, no problem.
Does it have the QR code on it?
I was gonna say, because if
Yeah.
anything needs a QR code, it's that one, because that one doesn't have a map on.
So
Oh,
we
there
have it right there. It just, I'm not on full screen, so there you go.
So sorry, I'm confused, I'm not getting this. So that's that.
No,
No,
No, that's a
This is
brochure.
card. That's
Brochure
brochure.
folds.
yeah.
A rack card is just a two-sided.
So where are we putting
this-
the rack card?
I
Put
don't
them
know.
out
It
in
may be
facilities,
that.
you can put them.
Yeah, okay.
Typically, your rack card
Rack
go to
card.
any like tourist kiosks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we-
we're not gonna be putting those in the boxes.
No,
No,
Okay.
okay,
Two
two
separate.
separate random.
Two separate.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be something like what we have at the front.
Like we have them at our
area.
front door, we have them at, when we have stuff going on.
Okay.
People can just grab them and.
So,
have the information.
yeah, no, understood. So, we're no longer using the MVT, logo.
We do not have it on here,
Okay. Is there a reason why?
no. I can look into it, yeah. But we're really getting into space and yeah,
can you swap out the V in Valley and put the logo as?
So it is-
Stands as a V.
Or the logo could be tucked into the bottom of the sine wave there,
Yeah,
the black curve there over the.
you could even,
I mean, in general, I don't think space is a valid argument, because like, it's just embedded within a photo.
you could
So-
put it underneath Millbrook Valley Trails. So that the words just sit on top of it if you want.
Yeah.
There's somewhere, but.
Because I mean, it alerts them to be looking for that symbol on
Yeah,
the trail.
on the trails, yeah.
yeah.
And is there a reason why the township of Cabot Monaghan branding is so much bigger than the Millbrook Valley Trails? Like here, it's the opposite, right?
So, well, it is a township of Cabot Monaghan, right, and their branding, we do have, actual branding.
Yeah, we have logo standards and guidelines.
Yeah.
I would say to the committee that,
Nice.
I wouldn't, I'm not the communications person, but, for our other documents, it's not any larger than, anything else we would put. It's prominent, so it's readily identifiable. And that's the main thing. Like we would want it to, so for instance, the tagline is standard for all our logos according to our communications policy and standards. And you would want to have it be readable, basically, the have it all right here part.
Mhm.
Same with this.
So on that last one, Millbrook Valley Trail is bigger
Mhm.
than
Some-
Cabot Monaghan.
Yeah, some of this is also just the way it shows up on the screen, I would say, because this is gonna be folded, so it's gonna be a lot smaller.
But the logo, the Millbrook Valley Trails logo has to be in there somewhere.
And I know the one picture is from our photo contest years ago on the main page. Where's the back of it?
Are you referring to these, Chair Jackson, or are you referring to?
Where it says welcome to the Millbrook Valley Trails in white?
Mhm.
Is that? Did somebody in township take that? I'm just interested where it came from, or do we know?
Not 100%.
Okay.
The other pictures, the boardwalk I provided. It did have the old bridge on it.
The one with the shadows was, we had a photo contest years ago, remember that?
That's awesome.
That was submitted by somebody, as was this one.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the map's gonna be key, because we had some changes on the map. From the original.
Try to make it as.
Okay, so let's start at the top. Is that just the display, in the legend, scenic seems to be mushed up.
That's probably a product of the zoom in, but we can double check on, just to make certain there's any issues,
Okay,
with the printing.
so going to the top of the actual map, we had decided that we wanted an A. At the top bar of Station Trail there, next to the existing A, as in an access point through the highlands. Does that make sense? Yeah, right there. We wanted another A as an access point, because isn't that theoretically an access point? Yeah.
I forgot them at my desk. Sorry, I was scrambling after council. I did have copies for the committee printed, and I just, it's been a busy, day.
Guys, I'm gonna just go down and let my new landlord into my building. I'll be back in 10 minutes so we can vote on it. Okay.
So while Councillor Natchoff is gone, just procedurally, I know this is a thing, but we are technically in recess. If that makes sense.
Do you need a motion to that effect?
No, because we lost quorum, so, I'm not gonna end the live stream, but I'm gonna probably mute the.
Would this be a reasonable opportunity to grab them?
Yeah, Chris, would you be able to? Yeah, sorry. I technically I can't leave the meeting.
Oh, okay.
Even if we're in recess, because if Councillor Natchoff comes back, then,
So just, I don't think it matters, but one of the comments we had previously when we went through this exercise was on the map that we're showing here, we have Fairgrounds Trail, 0.04 kilometers, but there's no corresponding description on the map, on the trail descriptions on this page, right? Because basically we're considering it as sort of an offshoot of Baxter Creek Trail. Is everybody still okay with that? I don't know if I'm not saying we need a description for a 0.4 kilometer fairgrounds trail offshoot, but it is mentioned as a item. I don't know how we would describe the fairgrounds trail anyway.
And
That's detailed.
especially since its usership is different. You know, you can, I mean, it has to be mentioned.
What do you mean usership?
I mean, you can cycle on it, so people need to know where it is. No, I know, but people should know where it is.
Is it called out that it is a steep hill anywhere?
Yeah, we don't have a fairgrounds trail description.
And there's nothing in Baxter Creek calling out as a steep hill?
I mean, to me, the bigger point is I don't think we should have the text next to each of the trails. That's what the figure legend's for. And it just makes it a lot
Messier.
dirtier and not as clean.
Okay. But now, what about the length of the trail? Because it does include that.
Well, I think they should be in the bigger ones.
Yeah.
That's the only novel thing that we're adding in. It's a lot of text and it's not very clean, but
Yeah, that's a good.
What about somebody who's colorblind?
You need an expert to tell you what they'll be able to see and not see.
I'm not saying that, I'm just being devil's advocate.
No,
Care either way.
the teacher, Jackson, is a relevant concern because we do have obligations to kind of make accessible documents. So it's something, I know we do a lot on the back end to make these more readable, but I'll make a note.
Could we number them? And just Back Creek is number one, and then put a number one, and then it's not Back Creek Trail, just number one.
It's taking less space.
Except it does, these match the signage on the trail and the colors match the signage on the trail.
Yeah. Cheers.
You have to have the wording on it. Would it be any better if the wording was parallel to the bottom of the paper as opposed to running up downhill? Because I find that, I don't know if other people perceive it that way, but to me, it would be neater at least.
I made a note of Griffin. I don't know if you heard it, Chris, when you were coming in, but Griffin's suggestion so they were talking about if somebody is colorblind, and what the suggestion was, and I don't want to misquote you, Griffin, is maybe attaching the numbers, like putting one beside the station trail and removing the text, and instead just having the number beside the trail, and somebody can go like 1, so this is Station Trail, 2 is Baxter Creek. Though, but you would still have the colors, but you could help differentiate them a little bit, if that makes sense.
Kirk's point was that the names of the trails on the map are kind of redundant. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. That would be a good option to substitute them. The only thing is,
If you color that, you can't see them.
yeah, you can't see the actual distinction between when the trails end.
Yeah.
We can mention it to Bridget, and there might be a solution for that potentially.
let's keep it as we've got it. The last point you just made is still applies. It doesn't help if you're colorblind differentiate where one's in. There's no way of doing that unless you have kind of a, I don't know, arrow or whatever, so it's not an argument against removing that.
Basically, not like 2 trails, Station Trail and our.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Sounds good.
Is this still a working document? It hasn't
Oh,
changed. So
yeah.
it's something we have access to change? and
Yeah, we were just bringing it to get.
Yes.
suggestions.
No, I don't.
We
think-
just,
I don't
we just
think-
wanted to get it rolling, because
I mean, this map.
we've had it on the work plan for a couple of years now, so.
I mean, the map itself, because the quality looks like it was just a screenshot blown up. So I'm just wondering if this is still, we have the original documents, we can make these kind of modifications, or if we're gonna be redrawing.
So my understanding, this is something that's PDF'd from Canva, and it's partially because we have to PDF to share it, screen share it logistically for the council agenda, so we probably lost some resolution with that. What does the printout look? Is it better quality?
It's not great quality, that's why, because you can't read a lot of it, so I think like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
becomes
The
negligible.
scenic spot, they'll
But
have an issue.
that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it'll come out closer to this.
That is that.
I'll make that as I'm gonna write that down.
Okay, and that one.
That, but see
No,
how
that's
this
not,
page is,
legible.
this,
No.
the
So I'll
trifold
give you these.
is wider.
Thank you.
Well, it's also just.
This, we just printed this on
That's how
exactly
we
less
do it.
than
Yes.
it's not.
This is not
the way it is.
Yes,
It'll still have to go
It's
to
not
a
to scale.
professional printer.
No, it'll still
It's just
print.
done on.
another point then, on here, the Ganny Transit is labeled as 2.7, and then here it's 1.6, so just to.
So there's your missing kilometer.
There you go.
Really finish.
Yeah, I know the Ganny Transit kind of is an opaque ending, but
2.7, that saying on there?
here, if you want, you can look at the better quality one. Cause I could, that's what I was trying to
Yeah.
read. I thought it said 2.7, but couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Here, I'll give it back. Thank you, Rob.
Somebody will have to go walking with pedometers to get the exact.
Yeah.
Or use the GIS actually.
I was gonna say, I run it enough, I'm pretty sure I can,
Well, get you straw.
yeah, exactly. Tell you which way's downhill, that's for sure.
It's just, the sort of centralmost grey blob just underneath Zion line on the far right. It's not anything. There's no legend to what that is.
Yes.
That's true.
All right.
You changed the icon because it should be the fault line three
Oh, it looks like fish.
on
I
this.
thought it was fish on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Supposed to be two faces like this. Theater.
Yeah.
Theater.
It's a happy and sad.
Yeah.
Because it is theater masks in the legend.
Yeah.
It's,
yeah.
I think it's just been squished
mhm.
for lack of a better.
And there's a similar thing, a mismatch between the actual legend and the symbol for scenic spot as well. It just can't- Again, it
Please
could
don't
be
go
the
ahead.
print. Both ones were released out the same shape.
Yeah, it's just the print because that's a camera.
Yeah.
Scenic spot. It's on the print, it's fine.
But what I'm saying is, this print is a mismatch between, and there's no reason which makes me think something altered on the actual file.
Thank you very much for coming back.
Oh, what's that?
Would there be potentially an opportunity to vary the line, not the line weights, but doing like different forms of dashes in order to identify the different trails without using colors? I guess that would change, because this wouldn't match our,
No, it's all related back.
yeah.
And even the trail markers are painted in these colors.
And I think when you get up above a certain number of color variegations that you have to have, you can never get full colorblind compatibility.
Mhm.
So I think naming them helps, so.
Okay, so you've made those notes.
Yes, I have a list of them, and if some of you did marked up copies, I might be able to like give some more specific comments to Bridget. Anything that can help staff.
Well, I've marked this up, so, and I've already sort of gone down the throat, so do you want me to just meet with Bridget? Does that work?
We'll just photocopy one and we'll give her what we got here today and we'll go from there.
If the committee spots anything else, that you can always individually email staff as just pass it on to me, and I'll make sure staff follow up on it. It's not part of a formal submission by the committee, so.
Noticed as well that the Meadow Trail is marked on the map as 0.8 kilometers and on the text it's 1 kilometer. I'm pretty sure it's longer than 1 kilometer and now it's being extended to Elba.
Definitely more than.
It is.
Certainly, the Cedar Trail is 0.7 kilometers, that is.
Maybe it's 0.8 this way and.
Well, that would be my guess.
Be 1.6.
My guess, yeah. Seems more.
We're gonna 0.6.
Well, but then we're back up to 13 kilometers.
Let's go over 12.
What, did you use GIS to get when you added it up?
No, we just added up your titles that we had in the pamphlets.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The math was wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
math was wrong in this.
Another Grand Trunk pathway 1.4, did someone already say Grand Trunk?
Yeah,
Whereas it's labeled 0.3 on the map.
I think all of them are wrong, because Ganny Transit 1.5 and then, or Station Trail 1.5 versus 1.6, they're all different.
Oh, yeah, going to 2.7.
And none of them line up, and I even think that, like, Station Trail, I'm confident because I walk it every day, it's about 1.7.
I think generally, I think we need to review all the distances, harmonize,
Yeah.
make sure they align, and then
We say that
Decide on the
every
final
time we print
distance.
the pen.
Yeah,
Never
so,
quite
okay.
gets there.
Yeah, we had that. Big discrepancy.
Yeah, but I think Saskia was saying that she thinks that
Ultimately, we
the
think
current point to point is.
It's 1.7, because I know when I run,
Is that including the part down from, or is it just the straight part?
it's the straight part. We only do one or the other. So I don't know how we actually calculate it when you have all the, like, Baxter Creek, the extra little offs. Are we just counting the point to point, or? Yeah, like the longest possible.
I think we do like the lost. So.
Should we, like, there are other exit points. Should we be adding this?
For
Uh,
the bikes?
Roots revival,
No, because that's the bike stuff.
yeah. so don't worry. Okay.
Is the rail bed a part of the Millbrook Valley Trails? It's not on the legend then as well.
It's kind of, it's in no man's land,
No man's
because
land.
we do actually have signs up, with trail markers, but it's never been officially on the thing. So,
Yeah,
Connection, right?
yeah, we just listed it as other trails.
in
the legend.
I thought the other trails were the
I know, yeah,
biking
but
trails.
no.
but
Yeah, the coloring.
Coloring
That
is
makes more sense.
inconsistent.
My first one.
This looks like maybe some continuity errors.
One of the other, a couple of the other things that I had noted on the map, if you could scroll up, please, Mark, slightly. So at the end of the fairgrounds trail, that A should really be moved over to, like, the A looks like it's in no man's land, right? So it should actually be right there where your thing is now, your pointer is. And maybe we could move the fairgrounds emblem over a bit, because the fairgrounds can be placed anywhere between Frederick and Main Street, right? And then same for the bench.
Well, most of the benches are all,
All the benches are kind of like,
they just randomly placed, they're not where they are benches.
yeah, like the bench should actually be where the fairgrounds and the Baxter Creek Trail meet, right there. Yeah. And then the same with the bench. The bench where Meds Mountain and Baxter Creek meet, as well as the lookout point there. The lookout point sort of in the field, not actually where the lookout point is. So I don't know how to fix that if you, because otherwise then you're getting stuff on top of each other. But then if you put an arrow towards the teardrop point.
I'll pass the comments on to, we'll pass the comments on to Bridget and see what we can do for options. Not everything's gonna be a pin drop, obviously, with the precise
Yeah,
locations.
I get that.
Yeah.
The access point seems,
No,
I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Right.
well, they're definitely both fair points. We'll try and find a way to make it work.
Well, I think searching back a little bit, certainly for some of them, if the textual description of the trail is removed, it's going to help.
Yeah, more than
I'm sure it's a possibility, but once we get the GIS fully running, also we might be able to put a
be much more precise.
Yeah, much more precise, but we can make sure that's included in the QR code link page. So if somebody wanted to access it, it would be an extra click, but they could get access to GIS map of the trails.
Yeah, no, and I mean, common sense, people are gonna look at this and realize that they're not gonna have to walk 300 meters off the trail to find the bench. But we should probably.
I think once we get this GIS in.
Yeah.
This map can totally be removed.
Yeah.
Full GIS map.
Agreed, yeah.
All the access points will be labeled on it, benches,
We could probably get accurate distances and
the
everything.
distances will all be.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this being, you know, not having to print very many of them at all, right?
Yeah.
But hopefully everything will be sort of
Yeah,
electronic. Right?
so we're just looking to get something out, and like, we had no brochures and trails.
Yeah.
Last year, we did nothing this year.
Yeah.
Something out so people can have something.
Okay, so you'll take those notes, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay, well, in interest of time, here, let's get back to the work plan.
I'm in no rush now.
I am.
Hey, I'm starving. I didn't say that, Chris.
Okay, number 10, talked about that, and already, number 11, have you got that written confirmation?
So my understanding is the committee is gonna reach out to, have you sent it to staff?
No, you were gonna
Yeah.
get written confirmation, right?
Yeah, we need the committee members to
Just
do
ask.
that. Yeah, because we don't have any way to contact the committee member ourselves directly.
Yeah, I did, and I gave you the contact with the member too. Did you not get that?
No.
Okay. Sorry, we will resend it then.
So yeah, I need his written permission to,
Yeah, no, okay,
or you confirming that he's.
Yes,
given you
yeah.
Permission.
yeah,
to-
I got that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think 12 is, we've discussed it and it's kind of,
Mhm.
I mean, that's kind of past, right? Because we're talking about
That we're good at.
the construction already is completed.
Well,
Oh, because you didn't think it was, sorry, yeah, we didn't tell you that we did both. of them.
no, that will be updated to reflect the fact that
Okay, perfect.
everything's done on the previous permit. And the new projects will be added in there.
Okay. That it? No 13?
No, that is it.
Okay, then, a motion to receive the work plan as amended. Lance, seconded by John, all in favor, wonderful. 7.5, items for next meeting, that should be September 27th. Late September, the next meeting. Anybody want to add anything now? We could put workday planning, but may already have happened by then. Anything?
We pick a tentative work day for September? I know you said like before.
Well, I'm just saying, like, we might have already done it by September 27th.
Oh,
We
okay.
don't need to discuss. Anything else?
Did you suggest we should set a tentative date as part of that? Or was it just to get the motion passed to spend the money?
I don't think the committee necessarily needs a formal date. There is no form, it's not gonna be the same formal work date, as something else. You can follow up with staff if you need to, coordinate anything. Maybe, we could just have just in case there needs to be any does the committee feel there would be any need to have communications materials or promotion by township staff?
I don't.
Yeah, if you're looking for volunteers or.
Yeah, then I might just say that the committee, you don't have to set a date, but the committee have just a motion supporting a second work day, in late summer, early fall.
Okay.
Just give me a second, I'm gonna jot that down.
All in favor?
Excellent.
Any other items? No, all right, well, I'm gonna have a motion for adjournment.
To Chair Jackson, just for the adding the work date, as no, actually, that's fine. We'll just add it as it doesn't have to be a night for next meeting. You can go ahead with the motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Griffin, second by Don, all in favor? Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you.
Any issues or concerns?